Peace for Ukraine or Ureign.
Dearest world leaders and world citizens, any war is too long, no matter how long it has been. Like the war in Ukraine, it has been too long. We must make peace in Ureign simply because we can. Both sides have to agree to a sensible and decent solution. There are 4 options for the war to end in Ukraine. I will simply list them here. The first option, both sides have to agree. The first option is that we forgive Putin and Russia should withdraw its soldiers from Ukraine. What's done is done. We can't bring all the dead people back. We cannot bring all the things that have been damaged back to the way they were before the war. So we should agree to a peace deal like that. Forgiving is also God's will. God wants us to forgive each other, and His will forgive us. After the war ends this way, Putin will not fear for his life if he is still alive, or whoever it is that is supposed to be Putin right now. Then the relaxing energy will be there, so he will not want to cause further damage in Ukraine. He will agree to withdraw, and Ukraine will have a chance to rebuild her country, the beautiful country it is. It can still be beautiful again, or even more beautiful in peace, with the help of the whole world's leaders and citizens. In the name of God and for peace sake. What's done is done. We cannot bring back the lives that have been lost. We cannot bring back all the damaged areas to the way they were before. The damaged areas cannot be brought back immediately to the way they were before. But we can restore them with some time. And then in peace we will have time. All the beautiful, handsome Russian people will go back to their families, to their parents, their wives, their girlfriends, boyfriends, their husbands, and their children, and restore order and peace in their own homeland, making things better and greater for Russia. And the Ukrainian people who have been frightened and fled the country will return to their own homes and will rebuild their nation anew, maybe more beautiful than before. Both countries will gain peace, freedom, and friendship with other nations, even if you catch Putin or whoever's responsible. Still, what will we gain from it? If you kill one person, what will it bring us? Anyway, so many people already have been killed, and nothing could come out of it. So we must stop now, make peace and forgive. Make peace and forgive. That should be, what God, what heavens want for us humans to follow, that principle. That's a very good option. And all the business transactions will be as usual, as before, back to normal. The whole world will breathe a sigh of relief and will begin to help maybe both countries rebuild their peace, their harmony, their safety, their security, and their lives again. And the Russian people and the Ukrainian people will forget the past and look forward to the future, while repairing the present. That is the best for both Russia and Ureign, as well as Europe and the whole world at large. I wish for that to happen. With the grace of God, with the blessing of heavens, and with the graciousness of all of you on this shared planet. It's a wonderful world. It's a marvel planet still. Please cherish it and please live in peace together. Peace is the only way we can live happily. Killing is never right. Peace is the only answer. That was option number 1. Now option number 2 is that you will try with all your might, all of you, whoever's involved in the war or in the ideology of peace, try harder to catch Putin. Bring him to the International Criminal Court and then try to judge him. Wouldn't it be better if we let God do the judgment? Because, after all, war doesn't break out for no reason. We all have some share of this unfortunate, horrible war in Ukraine or elsewhere in the world by killing innocent, helpless, defenseless animal people daily, millions every minute or 5 minutes, billions a year.
So whether it be meat, dairy, or eggs, most of us eat some sort of animal products at almost every meal. So how many animals does it take to keep up with this demand? Well, according to the FAO, the number of land animals we killed globally in 2020 was this, or over 85 billion. Okay, now I can't quite picture what that looks like, so let me try to put it in perspective. Taking 85 billion steps would take you around the Earth over 1,500 times. Counting 85 billion seconds would take you over 2,600 years. 85 billion per year is 2,700 per second, meaning that since this video started, over 100,000 land animals have been killed for food. And if humans were dying at this rate, we'd be extinct in like 35 days. In other words, 85 billion is unimaginably huge. But in this case, is not just a big number or statistic. It actually represents individuals. Individuals who, just like dogs, cats, and other animals, feel, think, and suffer.
Every year, day in, day out, we measure this horrible war upon the innocent victims, like the animal people, domestic, tamed, or wild. They fly in the sky, doing nothing to us. We shoot them down and eat their bloody flesh. They're swimming happily in the ocean, having nothing to do with us. We also net them up, deprive them of air, make them die suffocatingly, and consume their bloody flesh. Great ones like whale people, small ones like sardine or shrimp people, etc. We cannot do something bad and gain good results. As you sow, so shall you reap. The karma and the consequence are always exact. I'm not trying to preach anything. I'm just telling you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. God is my witness. Maybe you could catch Putin, or waiting forever to catch him, because he was a KGB spy. He knows how to hide. He still has some people who are with him and are protecting him. He has the whole world as his enemy, for sure. But if you try forever to catch him, then the war will continue forever. So forgive him so that the war will stop right now. No more bloodshed, no more suffering for the young and old. All the remaining soldiers will return to their beloved families and continue their lives at a normal pace in a peaceful environment. Please, I know it was all wrong, the war in Ukraine. But if we continue, it will be more wrong. Option number 3 is to bring other weapons and engage NATO, since some weapon fragments have hit Romania, which is one of the NATO member nations.
If it is confirmed that these elements belong to a Russian drone, such a situation would be completely inadmissible and a serious violation of the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Romania, a NATO ally.
So you could use that excuse to bring in NATO countries and bring in more people, more soldiers to die from many more countries than just Ukraine or Russia. Then the war will continue longer, much longer, or maybe forever. And then there might be the risk of nuclear weapons or many other horrible weapons. More people will die. More damage will be done. And the economies of many countries will not be as it is now. It is already very bad since the war, or because of the war. Many people are already dying of hunger and thirst. Many disasters. Every day I heard many disasters are happening at the same time. Many thousands of people are already dying of disasters, of diseases, of strange sicknesses, of more viruses, of more pandemics, etc.